So you want to stop feeling lonely. You want to feel like you can go up to anyone, talk to them, feel socially free. You want to have the ability to go up to any woman and say hi confidently and start a conversation. What you're saying is that you don't want to be lonely. And so one of the best ways that we can figure out how to never be lonely again is to figure out how can we be lonely forever. So this is called inverse thinking, and it's championed by Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett, some of the greatest thinkers of the modern day. What these guys say is that if you can figure out how to get the undesired result over and over and over again consistently, you can actually just do the opposite. And so I have 4 ways to stay lonely forever. I have a list of total 22. So if you want to see the entire list, then leave a comment down below. I'll make a longer video where I go through all of them, and I will break down exactly 22 ways to stay lonely forever for sure. And so you can use that and reverse engineer that to figure out how to get a girlfriend or how to make friends or how to just live a life of social freedom, because ultimately that's what you want. You want to have your social life on point. And so the first point I have is that you should never take risks. If you never take risks, then you are able to avoid any potential opportunity. You're able to never live a life that's actually full and fulfilling. It's one of the opposites of masculinity. And so if we want to lean away from our masculinity as much as possible, and we want to be as lonely and sad as possible, then we would never ever take a risk. You want to always play things safe, because that's the surefire way to live a mediocre social life. That's the first thing I would do. You want to make sure you take no risks. And so obviously if we reverse engineer that, then we can decide that you should be taking risks. You should be taking smart risks, but you should be taking risks. You should be investing in yourself. You should never be thinking about the short-term loss of missing out on a risk. You should be thinking about the long-term loss of missing an opportunity. That's what you should really be focusing on. And this is something I tell my clients right away, is you need to start taking more risks, because without risk, you have no opportunity. To go with that, another way to stay lonely forever is to always let opportunity pass you by. So every time you see an opportunity, say no to it. Always say no. So your friends invite you out, you always say no. Your friends tell you to, hey man, let's go to the gym, hit a workout. No man, I'm tired. Someone tells you, hey man, let's go to this concert. I really want to go. Nah man, I'm just not feeling it. I'm just going to stay inside tonight. Like, I'm not feeling like being around people. And when you never take opportunities, when you always let them pass you by, you always stay in your comfort zone. And if there's anything that I've learned just from the last 8 years, it's that you need to be outside of your comfort zone. You need to be living beyond your edge as a man if you want to have a meaningful, fulfilling life. If you want to stay lonely forever, you always let opportunity pass you by. And how does this relate to your dating life? Well, if you're always seeing that beautiful girl and you're never going up and saying hi, when will you say hi? You have to take that opportunity when you get it every single time. And if you build up that habit of taking opportunity every time you get it, because now we're on the reverse, we're thinking about how can we not be lonely forever? Well, you just start taking all the opportunities you can get. One of the best things I've ever done was in my early 20s. I decided to just say yes to everything. And that created a lot of massive momentum. Later, once you have some success, start valuing your time more, start saying no. But right now, you don't do anything with your time. If you don't have social freedom, if you don't have the ability to go up and talk to anyone you want, then your options and your opportunities are probably not that high. And so every opportunity that comes along, you need to be taking it. Third, if you want to stay lonely forever, you will do the bare minimum with your time. So you'll wake up, you'll check your phone, you'll walk around, you'll get on the computer, you'll play some video games, talk with your friends on Discord, you'll sit around, maybe text this girl that hasn't met up with you for 3 weeks, but you're really hoping that next time, this weekend, oh man, for sure, and then she'll flake again. You're going to start valuing your time, if you want to stay lonely forever, as a guy that has nothing going on. The first thing you have to do, and I'm sure you've heard this in all your alpha male, 7 tips to get the girl or whatever. You want to have valuable time. But the thing is, not all of us inherently have valuable time. I know that when I was 22, my time was not that valuable. And so you need to start valuing it first. Okay, start doing high impact things with your time. Stop smoking weed. Stop watching porn. Stop drinking alcohol. All of those things just take time away from you. The time from the hangover, that's gone. It's not productive. The time from being high, that's gone. The time that you're spending literally looking up the right porn video to watch to jerk off for 30 minutes, you're losing time, let alone not having as much energy afterward. When you engage in these bad behaviors that don't value you, you're completely killing all your chances of changing your life. So how do we not do the bare minimum with our time? If we want to start maximizing our time, so if we want to start making the most of our time, we have to start thinking like someone that has valuable time. We want to start thinking in longer time horizons. So the person that wastes their time, it's not that you're a bad person. Like if you're sitting on your phone, checking 12 different notifications, reading the comments while you're watching this video, then you will probably not value your time very much. Your time is probably not that valuable to you, but it's not your fault. You're not a bad person because of that. The reason you don't value your time is because you just don't realize you're not valuing it. So start thinking in longer term time horizons, because if you're just thinking about today, then the best thing to do is to watch, eat a bunch of junk food, and ultimately like never do anything good for your future self. But if you start delaying gratification, if you start thinking in longer time horizons, like I'm thinking in 10-year increments, if you start thinking in 10-year increments, then it will be much easier to go to the gym today, because you are doing something that is good for your future self today. It makes a lot more sense. The highest leverage activities never get a result right now. A lot of guys get that mixed up. They think that the high leverage activities is like, what can get me the result right now? I spend 2.5 hours every single day at the start of my day. And I did this to a lesser extent. I did about an hour of this every time, even when I was broke and I worked at like a fried chicken restaurant. You need to spend at least an hour to 2 hours every single day working on skills, developing yourself, developing skills that'll make you better in the future so that you can start thinking in 10-year increments. Because that's the only way that my clients, even though they get very good results in the first 8 weeks of working with us, that's why my clients get long-lasting results, because I have them start thinking in 5 to 10-year increments. And so if you can do that for yourself, you'll see your energy levels go up. You'll start to actually be cognitively more aware because you're aware of where your time is going. I didn't read this book on my phone that I have right in front of me because I want to implement everything I learned in the book today. I read the book so that I could implement something at some point in the next week, or so that in 5 years I could revisit the book and now I have a surface level understanding and I can come back to it and learn more. I did not read the book so I could get $1,000 today. This book that I read today, the bike ride I went on today, all the things that push me to be a better person and be a stronger man, those did not get me a win today. But I'm thinking in 10-year increments. I'm thinking about the six-pack I'm going to have in 10 years. I'm going to be 35 with a six-pack. I'm going to be 230 pounds. I'm going to be huge. I'm going to look good. I'm going to feel good. I'm going to have a lot of money. I'm going to have my ideal woman beside me. Like all of those things, those are things that I can guarantee in 10 years because I'm doing the things. I'm doing the highest leverage actions first in my day. So first thing in your day, do high leverage actions. Take part in high leverage activities. So that means working out, going, and like anything that benefits you 5 to 10 years from now, but you won't see an immediate benefit, those actions will have the highest impact in the long run. And so I want you to focus on those. And the loser part of your brain, I talk about that a lot on the channel. The loser part of your brain, what's it going to say? It's going to say, oh no, I don't have time. I have work. Okay, go to bed earlier. Oh no, but I have to play video games with my friends until 2 a.m. Why? If your video game friends are your friends, then they will want you, hey man, like I know you want to get your shit together. Get off. Like stop talking to us. For real. If my friend is calling me and he's like, hey man, I have so much work to do today. Dude, get off the phone with me. Why are you talking to me? What are you doing? Go to the gym. Like go push yourself. That's what I say to my friends. If you have good, strong friends, which chances are if you're in like a gamer group or whatever, you'll probably have 1 to 2. Those friends will encourage you to get off and actually do something with your life because they know it's important to you. So stop letting these excuses. Like I was talking to a client today and he was saying that he can only charge his phone by his bed and so he can't set his alarm across the room. He was like, yeah, I would set my alarm across the room so I have to get up and I wake up and I don't go back to sleep. But my charger's right here. Okay? So don't charge your phone. Our loser brains will constantly come up with excuses for why we can't do things. And so it's your job, it's your duty to call yourself out and check yourself and be like, okay, is that a lame excuse? Because the fact is, the reason that I'm going to be successful, the reason that you're going to see my success on this channel skyrocket in the next 2 years, the reason that you're going to see all of my clients and their stories and their success skyrocket over the next 2, 5, 10, 20 years is because we think in 5 to 10 year increments. It's because we are willing to do things that most people aren't. Success, and this is kind of getting back into the 22 ways to stay lonely forever. One of the things on my list that I'll get into if I make the full video, one of the things you can do to stay lonely forever is do what everyone else does and to do what's normal. Because normal is mediocre. Normal is arguably bad. If you look at just the income in basically every country, It's disproportionate. Most people are at the bottom and very few people are at the top. If you are watching this channel, then it's likely that you are someone that has the opportunity, that has the chance to enter that top 1% or that top 5%. Because people that are okay, that won't ever do the things that it takes to get up to the top, those people aren't looking up self-development content. Those people aren't looking for ways to get better. So the very fact that you're looking for it means that you think it might be possible. It means that there's some part of your brain, some part of your masculinity that's screaming out to you like, I don't want to live a mediocre life. So why are you accepting behaviors that are mediocre from yourself? So let's get into number 4. If you want to stay lonely forever, you will never have ambitious goals. And this kind of ties into what I was talking about earlier with doing the bare minimum with your time. If you don't have ambitious goals, why would you do anything useful with your time? Your time isn't valuable because it's not going towards something big. Right now, and I'm going to try to be more public about my goals because I think it's important for you guys and it's important for me. I want to document this. I want to have a company that is the world's leading men's education company. And I want the company to be doing $100 million in sales per year. And I want to do that in 10 years. So I want to do that when I'm 35 or 36. And so because I have that goal, that's very ambitious. It's crazy. Some people might call me arrogant for wanting that. Some people might call me delusional. Some people might call me stupid. But because I have that goal, just the very act of setting that ambitious goal means that I might get there. I don't have a 100% chance of getting there. If I do the right things and I make the right decisions, then I think I probably do. And there's a lot of business stuff I can maybe talk about if you guys are even interested in business content. There's a lot of reasons why the market is there. But what I want to talk about in this video is like specifically with your dating life. If you set a goal to just get that girl back that wasn't that good for you in the first place, then you might get that. You might get that in 1 to 2 years, or you might find a girl that is the same in 1 to 2 years. But you're never going to get your ideal woman. You're never going to get your ideal wife, quality woman that you want to be with, that you don't feel like you're settling with. You're never going to have those experiences that you feel like you missed out on when you were younger. You're just not going to have that. What you're going to have is a mediocre life because you didn't set the goal. And it's not because, again, it's not because you're a bad person. It's not because you don't know what you're doing. It's just you didn't realize. You were just asleep. And so you need to wake up. You need to wake up to the fact that if you just set more ambitious goals, you're 100% more likely to reach those goals. And it doesn't mean that you're definitely going to get there, but you are more likely. And so if you want to stay lonely forever, you never take risks. You always let opportunity pass you by. You do the bare minimum with your time and you never set ambitious goals. So the inverse of that, if you want to have a dating life that you want, live a life of social freedom, feel free walking around and never let opportunity pass you by, then you want to make sure you take risks. Always take risks. If there's a risk and it won't completely destroy your life, take it. Number 2, never let opportunity pass you by. And so what I mean by that is always say yes. Especially when you're starting out, you don't have much of a social life, always say yes. Always say yes to opportunities. And do the most with your time. The most high leverage actions, take part in those every day. So you should be dedicating at least 1 to 2 hours every single day, no matter how busy your schedule is, no matter if you have kids, if you have obligations, doesn't matter. You should be dedicating 1 to 2 hours per day to your own personal growth. And that's building skills for your future that are in line with your goals. So all of these actions that move you forward, they should be moving towards your goals. So if you're watching this channel, it's probably spend 30 minutes talking to people and then spend another 30 minutes reading about how to talk to people or watching my channel and taking notes on the videos. Maybe spending time making extra money so you can invest in yourself and learn skills and character traits that will make you into the man that you want to be. And number 4, set massively ambitious goals. If you can set massively ambitious goals, that is the only chance that you have of living a life beyond mediocrity. I don't think I can stress that enough. The mere fact of setting an ambitious goal increases your likelihood of success tenfold. Because there is no way that you can achieve something if you don't even have it in mind. I know goal setting is like this very basic, vague, like, oh dude, set big goals, set big goals. I'm telling you right now to set a goal. Maybe financially, if you don't have good finances, maybe it's $2,500 a month, and then make that 4 times bigger, $10,000 a month. How do you do that? You probably can't even make it in the field you're in, right? If your goal is to make $2,500 a month, you probably have to do something else. And so what's the first step there? Well, it's to learn new skills. So now you just realized, holy shit, if I want to have a life beyond mediocrity where I'm financially free, and this is just one aspect of life. If you want to have a life beyond mediocrity, be financially free, $10,000 a month, then you got to do something else. You got to learn other skills. Your skills right now won't cut it. They won't make that money. And so you got to learn sales. You got to learn marketing. You got to learn web development, coding. You have to do something that will allow you to even do that in the future. Because if you keep working hard at your grocery store job, or you keep working hard at your fried chicken job like I was doing, if I kept working hard at that job, I would have maybe been a manager making $40,000 a year in 5 to 10 years. And that's the best I could have done. But I realized by setting more ambitious goals, like, oh wow, I actually want to do more. And so just the mere fact of setting those ambitious goals helped me a lot. So if you take anything away from this, if you want to stay lonely forever, never set ambitious goals, never do anything with your time, always do the bare minimum, always say no to opportunities, and always make sure to avoid risk at all costs. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.